Is your life making you emotional right now? You are torn between your past and the present. You become emotional every time you think of someone you used to be with. You miss the places you used to go to, or you miss your old self. You miss the good old days. If this is you, I can tell you are in transition. Transition is the process of shifting from one condition to another. You can't avoid it because life itself is constantly changing, and change will not always make you feel good. I tell you, it's okay to struggle when you're experiencing major life changes, but you don't have to dwell on the negative side of it too much. There's always something you can do, and in this video, I'll give you 7 ways to easily cope with life changes. Keep watching. What is life transition? The term transition refers to the state of being in the middle of a change. It is simply the adjustment period when one's lifestyle undergoes significant changes. Transition is often uncomfortable and, for some, painful. Even if you are still aiming for a good change, still, the struggle is real. However, things shift, people change, situations change. You will meet new people, you will experience new things, you will explore new places. But you must continue living. You must move forward. So let's talk about why transition is hard. Transition is hard because it will require you effort. Especially when you are accustomed to a routine, the process of getting rid of the old ones and changing them with new ones is not easy. And there are also significant incidents in one's life that cause people to pause and reflect. For example, a death of a loved one, an unhealthy relationship, confusion on a career path, or even moving to a different town. In my case, the most significant thing that had happened to me is when I decided to have a relationship with God. You may or may not believe in God, but believing in Him has had a significant impact on my life. It changes the way I see things. It shifted my values. It transformed my priorities. And let me tell you, the adjustment was hard because I had to unlearn my old patterns and start a new lifestyle. And it also caused me emotional pain, especially when I have to distance myself from people who may not help me grow in my faith. And yes, it was a difficult decision to make at first, but it was rewarding afterward. It was painful at the beginning, but it gave my heart peace in the long run. So, when you make a decision to change, or whether the change is unplanned, know that everything happens for a reason. And though transition is hard, you don't have to make it harder. Later, we will talk about things that will help you adjust easily to life changes so you can go on in life. So what are the different types of transition? Number 1, anticipated transition. According to research I found on Google, here are 4 types of life transitions. Anticipated transition refers to a change that we expect in the future. These transitions are frequently planned and thought to be a natural part of one's life cycle. For example, graduating from a university, getting a new job, getting married, or having your first baby. And since these changes are predicted, adjusting is easier because you can plan and prepare ahead of time. Number 2, unanticipated transition. This type of transition involves unexpected events that do not occur in a predictable pattern, and transitions like this can be extremely stressful and traumatic. Examples are job loss, illness, accidents, breakup, and the whole global pandemic. However, if you can overcome this, your opportunities for personal growth and fulfillment can be considerably greater. Number 3, non-event transition. Non-event transition is different. This refers to the things that you expect to happen but didn't happen. Like me, right? Expecting to get married at a certain age, not being able to get married at 25, or not getting pregnant, or being turned down for a job that you've always wanted. Those events may or may not occur in the time frame you expected. Yet, the adjustment period here is often challenging. And number 4, sleeper transition. Sleeper transition is the type of transition that happens gradually, and the individual may be unaware of it. For instance, an ending of a relationship or friendship, or the gradual growth of one's self or business. Based on the types of transitions that I've mentioned, you can now identify which type of transition you are currently experiencing right now. And being aware of it can definitely help you manage your emotions. So let's now look at some of the ways you can easily deal with life's transition. Number 1. Appreciate the positive things brought to you by change. Change is hard. I will never be able to get through it. Everything is difficult. I will never be happy. I will be miserable all the days of my life. Are you having these kinds of thoughts? Well, you are not alone. That was actually my thought pattern when I was going through a transition period in my life. But I tell you, that's all lies. In fact, the change has brought many wonderful things into my life. It was only when I began to count the positive aspects of the change rather than the negative sides that I was able to start with fresh, new eyes. Gratitude for what you have is, in my opinion, a powerful therapy. Don't count the negative things. It will not help you. Count the positive ones instead and look for ways to be grateful. Despite the awful events that have occurred to you, I believe there's still a bright side to it. If you're still not convinced, try listing things for which you are thankful every day. It doesn't have to be fancy. Start by being thankful for life, the food on your table, the people around you. You'll be surprised at what a grateful heart can do for you. Number 2, accept that change is normal in life. You'll make things worse by viewing your situation as a negative or a challenging portion of your life. If you take the unfavorable events in your life seriously, it will be difficult to navigate. Life is divided into stages, as we used to call them. You'll grow older, you'll move to various places, and you won't stay at a certain job forever. You will make new friends. You're going to leave the others behind. And time will come that you will no longer live with your parents. That's the reality, right? And you will become a parent one day. And the list goes on. So, yeah, things change and you must accept them as they are. So, there are actually 3 stages of transition that you might not be aware of. Number 1, you will experience anger, anxiety, confusion, and all other feelings. And that's part of it. Stage 2, you will begin to accept the changes. You can cope with it as time goes by. Stage 3, you will begin to dream again and be hopeful of the future. I remember that I go through all these stages, and the first stage was the hardest. I was flooded with my emotions. There's fear, anxiety, and fear of the future. It took me nearly 2 years to get over it and accept and embrace the change. I'm not going to share what change is that, but I already made a video about how I overcame my anxiety. You can watch the video up next after this, and I will put the link here and down below. The acceptance period differs from one person to another. Some people cope well with a loss of a loved one, but some it might took years to accept, and others can quickly adapt to a new environment while others cannot. So, where are you right now in your life? You are the only one who knows. However, if you're still in the midst of a shift that's causing you so much anxiety, remember that it won't last forever. Let me remind you that it's not permanent, it's just part of the process. Number 3. Identify your goals in life and values. If you don't have goals and values right now, this is the best time to reflect. Unexpected events occur whether you want it or not, and those unanticipated shifts might sometimes force you to take ownership of your situation. Goals are your aim or ambition. It is something you desire for the future. Ask yourself if the adjustment you're making today will help you reach your long-term objectives. Values, on the other hand, are your own fundamental beliefs. It is your core convictions that are non-negotiable. Every man's decision is often driven by what they believe in. I know a friend who sticks to her budget no matter what, barely travels, prioritizes savings over entertainment, and this has made her a millionaire at a young age. It's all too simple to let our lives wander, allowing events to dictate what we do and when we do it. This is not a good way to live your life, and it's a recipe for disaster. Your life is valuable. Thus, having non-negotiables in your life provides guidance and direction. These things should also provide you with peace, fulfillment, and joy. A bit of my story. I used to be lost. I'm not sure what I really want to be. When other people would ask me, what do I want in life? Or what are my career goals? I would tell them, I don't know. I'm just not sure where I'm heading. That's why when other voices tell me to go left or right, I will. As a result, others tell me where I should go or what I should do, and I believe them. But I get tired of it. I quit my job when I realized I was not progressing, and losing my job forced me to pause and reflect, to take a step back and weigh my options. As I went through transition, I also felt that I was in a floating season of my life. But as a result of that awareness that I'm not moving forward towards a goal or in life, I was able to prune my life. I cut off unnecessary habits and even unnecessary relationships. I also use that opportunity to write my goals and establish my values. Perhaps you are here and you're watching this video because you are struggling in your own life. Or you might be going through a difficult transition in life and you're stressed, you're struggling to adjust. You don't have to waste this season. Make the most out of this season. Refocus your life. For someone who has a loved one who is very ill, Maybe it's the best time to spend extra time with your family. For those who has just gotten pregnant, maybe this is the best time to consider the values that you will teach your child as they grow up. Whatever kind of transition it is, now is the time to create objectives and redefine your values. Number 4, don't rush. Give yourself time to recover. It takes time to go through a transition. So give yourself plenty of time to adapt and heal. If I may ask you, when was the last time you rushed yourself? Do you remember it? And did it do you good? I bet the answer is no. Because when you are eager to jump to the next episode of your life, most of the time, you'll almost always end up frustrated. And as we've discussed earlier, there are stages to transition, and you cannot overlook those stages. In addition, patience entails the ability to wait without grumbling. It's more about what you do while you are waiting than it is about the end outcome. I tell you, I am certainly most of the time impatient. But having gone through the transition, I've understand that I cannot rush anything. My situation and the changes that had happened to me forced me to wait. I became well aware that I cannot fast forward or even control things. So if you're struggling to be patient right now, stop pushing yourself so hard and allow yourself to process the change. Number 5, turn to the network of people who can help you. Don't fight your battles alone, as the saying goes. You have plenty of people who surround and love you. If the changes are anticipated, seek wisdom and advice from others. Asking for help is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is a sign of strength and confidence. Studies say that people who aren't afraid to reach out for help when they need it are resourceful, resilient, and high achievers. Let me just share this proverb. It says, "Where there is no guidance, the people fall. But in abundance of counselor, there's victory." Number 6, recognize what you'll be leaving behind. When people experience a painful situation, the immediate thinking is to forget. It's understandable, but it's also incorrect. If you want to heal easily, acknowledge the situation and the changes. Acknowledge what you'll be leaving behind, whether it's a person, an old pattern, or an old place. The first step toward progress is to acknowledge rather than deny your problems, because there is power in acceptance. A simple acknowledgement of your situation can go a long way. For example, speak to yourself about the situation and state the facts. Let me give you an example of basic acknowledgement of your situation. Say this as if you are talking to yourself. For example, my name is Tin, so I will use my name as an example. Tin, you don't have a job right now, and it's okay. You still have the option of finding a better job. You can make opportunities for yourself if you don't give up. Let me give you another. Tin, your dog died, and it's okay to cry. But after mourning for days, you must move forward because there are still beautiful things life has to offer. Another. Tin, yes, you have a crush on him, but you're not sure if he likes you. In fact, you're still studying, so you'd better focus on your goals while you're still young. Another one. Tin, you're on a different town right now. Therefore, be excited to learn new things and new ways. Don't be afraid to commit to growth. See less. Tin, you'll be a parent soon. You will no longer live for yourself, but for your child and your family. You've been waiting for this for a long time, so enjoy this new chapter of your life. Did you feel the ease simply by listening to our examples? This works for many, and I hope this works for you too. Recognizing your current situation is a simple way to understand where you are. It can also help lessen the pressure and pain. It is simply embracing rather than avoiding change. Last but not the least, number 7. Take good care of yourself. Especially in major life transitions, it is important to look after yourself. Sleep in late, be drunk, and be irritable at all times. But these are harmful to your health. Taking proper care of yourself is critical to your healing and adjustment process. And many people are often unaware that physical, spiritual, and emotional well-being are all interconnected. And that's so true. If your spiritual or emotional aspects are unhealthy, they will manifest physically. So make sure to take care all of these elements of yourself to enhance your happiness and overall satisfaction. As for me, I believe that a cheerful heart is a good medicine. And to be honest, I noticed the difference after following this principle and after applying that into my own life. When I was going through a major life transition, I became bitter, angry at everything. I couldn't laugh, I couldn't eat, and I obsessed a lot over my bitterness, and that caused me to lose a lot of weight. I can hardly recognize my old, healthy self. It's no secret that you could feel anxious when you have to make unexpected transitions. However, I heard one preacher shared that anxiety can be overcome through the physical aspects of life as well. The first thing that you should do is to eat and take a rest. It's simple because our bodies were designed by God to consume food and sleep. Taking action. It's one of the approach that you can use to overcome the challenges of major life transitions because overthinking increases one's anxiety and worry. And when you are going through a hard time in your life, you may find yourself laying in your bed, staring at the ceiling, and just worry and overthink continuously. And that happened to me as well. But one thing that was very helpful for me during those times when I was going through anxiety and major changes in my life was to simply take action. I will look for things that I can do and I would do it, like washing dishes or chatting with my grandmother and simple things like that. Because when you are in motion, it can stop you from overthinking. Just find things that you can do that is valuable to you. You can read books, you can exercise, just get moving. And trust me, your attention will shift from worrying to being productive and joyful. Lastly, let me just say that negative ideas are simply negative thoughts. It's not likely to happen. So do yourself a favor and take care of your personal well-being. We all go through life transitions, some of which are more difficult than the others. And the advice that I gave can help you cope easily with those major life changes and transitions in your life. So I hope that this video gives you hope to never allow the struggle of transition to steal your hope. Do you realize when the pandemic hits, we are all forced to adapt to the new normal? That, I believe, is how you should adapt to change. and discover new ways to be joyful. So, if you reach this part of the video, thank you. And I hope that you find value with this content. If you like this type of content, would you subscribe to my channel and like and leave a comment down below? That helps me know that you are enjoying this type of content and you want me to make more videos like this.